What's up? My name is San Pacho. I'm here at the Producer School's YouTube channel. I'm gonna show you how I make bass house and what's the thought process behind my arrangement and the sounds I use. All the sounds I used in this project file are from our latest sample pack called Hazard, so make sure if you haven't checked it out to definitely check it out, at least give a free download in the bio. This is a little project I made just for this video, so let's check it out.
Down and I'm low.
Yeah, so that's how it sounds. As you can see, I use Ableton. Doesn't matter which DAW you use, they're all perfectly the same. They all do the same job. So yeah, let's check out the drums I used for this project file. So basically in bass house, the drums are pretty simple. You just have a kick and a clap, and then maybe later on you can introduce percussion, hi-hats, shakers and whatnot. So these are the drums. As you can see, I'm using the template from the project file. If you bought the pack, you know what it looks like. So basically I separated the elements into three groups. We have the drums, the sidechain, which are mostly basses, and everything else. So in the sidechain group I have a little bit of multiband compression from the Ableton's multiband, a little bit of docking in the 120, a Pro L just to like push it to the top, and later on the sidechain. I also have this reverb throw, which I'll go through later on. And for the drums, I also have the reverb throw, and I have a parallel compression just to make it a bit more punchier and like to have it less weight on the kicks. So this is how it sounds without the parallel compression. Yeah, I think it like drives away the focus from the kick a little bit. So in bass house, sorry I'm going off topic, but in bass house it's usually like you have two different types of jobs. In my opinion, it's either a call and response type drop or like a sustained bass patch carrying the whole drop, like in my work EP, for example. In this project, I used a call and response. So what that means, let me just solo this. So what that means is you have a section, which is kind of like, some people like to call it a question, and then the answer. So the first part is like the question and the second part is the answer. So the drums kind of carry the same pattern. In the first section we have the kicks and the claps, and in the second section we have a little bit of percussion and a little bit of these elements. So these are like everything that are not drums I put into this group. By itself doesn't really do nothing, but with the drums and with the basses it sounds very good and gives it a very good rhythm. So yeah, in the drums we have these little rims added just to give it a bit more rhythm, and later on we have these percussion toms to give it a rhythm, bouncy as well. Yeah, nothing special in the drums actually. A little bit of hi-hats, and that's it for the drums. Now the basses, I went through this group. All the basses are from the one-shots we gave you in the sample pack. So for this main first part, I just have to solo the sidechain. For this first part we have this bass shot, which I didn't process at all. pretty much just ducked it a bit in 200 and give it a bit of boost in the high end. Sorry, I have to sidechain this. But I layered it with this white noise just to give it a bit of more timbre in the high end. No processing on the white noise whatsoever, and this bass shot as well. Yeah, no processing. We also have this transitioning element, which transitions like from the first section to the second section. And you can see like they're pretty much... I try to use the same sounds, but like I pitch this down 12 semitones and mess with the formants a bit. And I use this one as well, just like a transitioning element. This shouldn't be like the carry-on, at least in my opinion. It's just like something to introduce a new like answer, like I gave an example before. So yeah, in this bass I did quite a bit of processing actually. So let's check it out without any of the processing. Let me just delete these. So this is the second, sorry, not the second, but the answer bass shot. So what I did is I put this detailed rack details, which we included in the sample pack. So what it does, it comes without this. Let me just load up fresh details so we can see how it sounds without any extra stuff I did. So yeah, a bit of redux and chorus in the high end. It's like really adds a bit of detail in your basses. So yeah, let me just remove that one. This is like what I did with, so basically I turned off redux so we don't get like that bit crush sound. And that's it. I give it a bit of distortion in the low end. And I also made like a new chain, which you can do right here. And basically distorted it even more and cut out a lot of the highs and the lows, just so we get like a nice beefy mid end. Not mid end, but mid. So yeah, that's how this sound came to be. This is like a normal filler sound, nothing special. Yeah, but combined with the rhythm, with these percussions, it sounds like this. Yeah, and like I mentioned before, we have this reverb throw on my basses. This basically helps it transition from one area to another. I use this rack a lot, so I'm sure you will find it very useful in your productions as well. So this is how the whole group sounds with the reverb throw. And without it. Like it lacks a transition. Yeah, so that's pretty crucial. Yeah, I also have a layered white noise, the same white noise as this one. I just faded this one out a bit. Yeah, nothing, just EQ'd it a bit, nothing special. And that's pretty much it for the basses. They're pretty samey. I just messed up with the pitches to give it a bit of like a melody, I guess. But other than that, it's all the same pattern. What gives it like a bit of what makes it not repetitive is, like I said, those reverb throws and the pitch changes in the basses. So yeah, the everything else group, like it's mentioned already, we have these two make like most of the rhythm when the second area comes. The processing on this percussion, I just lowered the low end a bit. I thought it was a bit too much for this bass line, and I gave it the details rack of the dome, nothing like changed, just to give it a bit of more top end, and of course the saturator in the end. This sound, also just a saturator, nothing on it. This is like a miscellaneous, also transition element combined with this one, like helps the transition better from one part to another. And we also have this siren, which I gave it a like 100% dry wet to make it more distant and more like a background element, because if I didn't do that, it would sound like this, very in your face, you know. So I put an OTT after that just to make it pop out a bit more, and cut out again the highs and lows just to make it stand out in the background. Also a bit of imaging, nothing special, just to make it a bit more wider. This vocal, nothing special. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I don't know, what was this one? Yeah, another vocal, just like to make a bit more variation in the whole drop, since I didn't use a lot of different basses. The same basses are carrying the whole drop, so you have to make some variation with the elements you have, or add some percussion, hi-hats and stuff like that. In the end, I have a riser, nothing special from our pack. Yeah, so that's the drop. In the buildup, these are the same elements I used in the Light It Up project file, so I won't go through a lot of these. I'm just gonna go like show you the elements I used. So basically what I see a lot in bass house is basically a Reese bass in the same here, nothing special, just a serum, detuned saws, and a low pass. A bit of OTT, 50%, some cutting, basically the same sound I used in Light It Up project file. We also have like this lead element, which I did in Ableton's Wavetable. Quite a bit of processing here, I won't go through it, but it's basically distorting it a bit and making it pop out with the OTT and some saturation, and yeah, I wanted the mids to stand out a bit more, so I pushed like the 360 a bit more. And we also have the same siren which we used in the drop, but the different section, I think, or is this one pitched? Yeah, no, they're the same sirens. Okay. So yeah, just a different processing on it. Again, a lot of reverb and an auto pan just to make it like pan between your ears a bit, just to make it not static. Some effects, the vocal, and so yeah, the pre-drop.
I'm down and I'm low.
Everything from the sample pack. So yeah, that's how I pretty much made this drop. I'm gonna play the full track right now to show you how it sounds.
Down and I'm low.
So yeah, that's pretty much how I make bass house. I hope you learned something. You should definitely check out the pack. We included a lot of sounds, a lot of bass shots, which I'm sure you will find useful. The racks are amazing. I think we really gave it our best to make like interesting racks which you can use in your productions. And yeah, that's pretty much it. The links will be in the description, so make sure to check out the pack, our Instagrams, and yeah, I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye.
Let's bring your hands down. Let's bring your hands down.